Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu pevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. This is Sanika Ramya from Sharjah, UAE, welcoming all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. So before moving on to the session, I would like to read the 10 offenses which are written for chanting of the holy name, written by Srila Vyasadeva in the Padma Purana. Before that, I would like to apologize to interrupt your ecstatic chanting. Hare Krishna. So the 10 offenses for the holy names. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu. Number 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Number 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. Number 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Number 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the chanting of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as repetitive activities. Karma Kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the holy name of the Lord. Number 10, to not have complete faith on the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments. Even after understanding so many instructions on this matter, it is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vishnu must guard against his offenses in order to achieve the desired success, that is Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. And so today's class will be given by His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. But before moving on to the session, I would like to know who are all present on the call today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Preeti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Thank you, Mataji, for your beautiful services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinta Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and thank you for all your wonderful services to Bhakti Sangha Mataji.
Nice background, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Nice background.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. All glories to Srimati Radharani. All glories to Vrindavan Dham. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Elgin.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us a association, and all glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to your services, Mataji, and very nice background, whatever Mataji said.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anta Mataji. Kanvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. This is Radha Pyari Devrasi from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Radha Pyari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Ashram devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us a association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ramya Mataji. Danvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us a association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji, always Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumar Devidasi from Raleigh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call and giving us your association every day. Hare Krishna. Anybody else who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful services, Mataji. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining the call, and thank you so much for all your wonderful services to Bhakti Sangha. Mataji, Hare Krishna. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I once again welcome all of you to this Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for the morning session of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will be given by His Grace Keshavanand Prabhu. But before moving on to the session, I would like to hand over call to Sundarangi Radha Mataji to give brief introduction about Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for coming again, for coming on the call. And over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Sorry for my camera. Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity to read the brief introduction. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Keshavanand Prabhuji on our call. And here is a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Prabhuji was a professional doctor for many years, and he is now a practicing monk. Since the last 20 years, he has conducted extensive research and authored books in the field of science and spirituality. He feels the rift between science and spirituality must disappear to bring peace in the world. If spirituality is a superstition and a myth, science is materialistic and atheistic. A new approach to life is needed today that can bring the best of both. Science must re-embrace spirituality and be humble to admit its defects, flaws, and ignorance, and spirituality must base itself on sound, scientific, and rational ideas. Keshavananda Prabhuji has studied both Vedic and Western philosophy. Besides learning Sanskrit, he has also learned Bengali, Gujarati, Marathi, and Kannada to know about other traditions. His persistent endeavor in the field of science and spirituality has enabled him to come up with the seminars on diverse topics like science and Vedas, mind and machines. Science fails to explain life, consciousness, and beyond, etc. But he has presented these topics in various colleges in India, Europe, America, and many more, under the guidance of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhaktivika Swami. He has also started a Gurukula, a traditional system of Vedic education in Punjab, India, where children learn the ancient Vedic culture and values. He has started a farm community. The community has a traditional way of living with mud huts and thatched roof, with cows, and of course farming. The communities will set a model for the world to show how to live a life based on the principle of simple living and high thinking. All glories to Prabhuji's all wonderful services. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity to read. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving reading that brief introduction about Prabhuji. Yes, all glories to all wonderful services of Prabhuji. Service of all senior devotees never ends. Thank you so much, Mataji, once again. So, yes, I don't see Prabhuji on the call. Mataji, are we going to read the verse and translation purport till Prabhuji joins?
Sure, Mataji, can read. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 16, Text 24. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shri Kashyapa Vacha. Sorry. Shri Kashyapa Vacha. Etanme Bhagavan Prishta Praja Kamasya Padmaja Yad Aha Te Pravakshyami Vratam Keshavatoshanam. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Kashyapa Uvacha, Shri Kashyapa Muni said, Etat, this, may, by me, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Prishta, when he was requested, Praja Kamasya, desiring offspring, Padmaja, Lord Brahma, who was born of a lotus flower, Yat, whatever, Aha, he said, Te, unto you, Pravakshyami, I shall explain, Vritam, in the form of worship, Keshavatoshanam, by which Keshava, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is satisfied. Translation, Sri Kashyap Muni said, when I desired offspring, I placed inquiries before Lord Brahma, who is born from a lotus flower. Now I shall explain to you the same process Lord Brahma instructed me, by which Keshava, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is satisfied. Purport. Here the process of devotional service is further explained. Kashyapa Muni wanted to instruct Aditi in the same process recommended to him by Brahma for satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is valuable. The Guru does not manufacture a new process to instruct the disciple. The disciple receives from the Guru an authorized process received by the Guru from his Guru. This is called the system of disciplic succession. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo vidu. This is the bona fide Vedic system of receiving the process of devotional service by which the Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased. Therefore, to approach a bona fide Guru or spiritual master is essential. The bona fide spiritual master is he who has received the mercy of his Guru, who in turn is bona fide because he has received the mercy of his Guru. This is called the parampara system. Unless one follows this parampara system, the mantra one receives will be chanted for no purpose. Nowadays, there are so many rascal gurus who manufacture their mantras as a process for material advancement, not spiritual advancement. Still, the mantra cannot be successful if it is manufactured. Mantras and the process of devotional service have special powers, provided they are received from the authorized person. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, powerful purport. Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mataji, for reading that purport for us. Means the verse translation and purport. I think Prabhuji has joined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Where did you see Prabhuji Mataji? I don't see.
I saw Mataji, he was joined. I saw his name, Keshavanand, joined like that. I saw Mataji. Okay, fine. Maybe Prabhuji's internet may be problem. Must have left. Okay. Okay, so till Mataji, some call is coming. Okay, so Mataji, we can chant for some time till Prabhuji joins.
Yes, Mataji, let's chant until Prabhuji joins.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
हरि बोल सुनना पड़ेगा
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving us your valuable time and association this morning for the Bhagavatam class. And today's session will be from Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 16, Text 24. Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Yeah.
So welcome all of you to the call. Hare Krishna. Over to you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Let me just. Okay. You can you see me clearly? Just want to
Prabhu,
be
your
sure.
voice is breaking actually. Maybe you can turn off
Yeah,
your.
That's what we were trying to. Our internet connection today is like messed up. Just hold on. I'll just try on another device. Today is very cloudy, so that's why it's a problem. You can hear me now clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you, Prabhu. Yeah,
No?
now it's okay. Yeah, maybe. If anything interruption is there, then we'll tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, you please let me know. Okay, fine. That will be good. उसमें हो गया इसलिए connect हो रहा है इसमें. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki. I think this okay. 1624. Let me just repeat this verse. Shri Kashyap Vacha एतान् में भगवान पृष्ठ प्रजा कामस्य पद्मजः यद आहते प्रक्षयामि व्रतं केशवतोषणम्. Okay, so Kashyap Muni, he is, I think he's talking whom
Prabhuji got dropped off.
It's Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Recording in progress.
इसमें leave कर दूं?
Can we read the verse?
We already read, Mataji.
Oh, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Fine, I'm there.
You're here,
So
Prabhu?
the internet problem is there.
Yeah, now video is clear.
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
And voice?
Yeah, voice is okay, Prabhu. As of now, it's okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I took it from different device. No. Okay, we can begin now. So, Shri Kashyap, he's saying, एतान में भगवान पृष्ठ प्रजा कामस्य पद्मज यद आहा प्रपक्षामि व्रतम केशव तोषणम. Kashyap and Aditi, they are talking, and Kashyap, he is now about to tell Aditi about what Krishna instructed him. So the idea here is the Kashyap. Etan mein Bhagavan Prishtha. Etan means this. So when Kashyap Muni he did tapasya. Kashyap Muni is, by the way, one of the Prajapatis, as we all know, and there are many Prajapatis like Daksha Prajapati, and who else is Prajapati? Kardama Muni, he's Prajapati. I think so, yeah. So I think that's 7 prominent Prajapatis, and their function is to produce offerings and populate this universe. So I think Pulatse, he's one of the Prajapati. I think so. I don't know. Probably you can check. But the idea is these all Prajapatis, their duties given by Brahma was to produce offsprings and populate this universe. That's their duty. But the idea here is that's a service. But the service is for satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning in the Bhagavad. So it might seem funny because the service of Prajapati is to produce offspring and populate this universe. But We might say, well, it's better to renounce the word and go for self-realization. Just like Daksha Prajapati's, so just like Daksha Prajapati's, um, and their sons, no, I think initial 1,000 sons, they they became renunciates. Narad Muni instructed them in spiritual life, and he told them, well, Brahma, Lord Daksha Prajapati said that you produce offsprings, but you are doing so much tapasya. I need to straightforward go to self-realization. They were convinced and they left everything. Daksha became really angry on Narad Muni. We all know this. So same Kashyap, they can also do all these things. That's all. But they didn't do, because they understood that doing tapasya and doing this service, what is instructed by the Supreme Lord, it's same. It's not different. Because producing offerings, having a wife, and then family, that's again a kind of sacrifice, isn't it? That's you taking problems. As a Kashyap Muni, he was like expert in Vedas, isn't it? They're all rishis, and they know the truth, and they also know that household life is a trap. And then there are so many things, and this, and then of course he household life, Diti and Kashyap. Diti, like she got mad, and then she seduced Kashyap, and then Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksh. All these things happen in life, even if you're rishi or you're ordinary man, that is bound to happen. But nevertheless, they took this responsibility because they understood that the orders of God is pursuing his service, is his service. Similarly, demigods, Suryadev, Indra, Varun, Agni, Chandra, all these demigods, they are powerful devotees of the Lord. Now, then you might say what they're doing in this material world. They're trying to help Vishnu in managing this universe. That's their service. So, Krishna can only be satisfied by service. It doesn't matter what kind of service it is. Externally, for Kashyap, for Prajapatis, it might seem, this kind of service, oh, this is good, I can get this service. Marry, you have kids, and you have a place to stay, and Krishna is happy with you. Why do you just leave everything and go to renounce and austerities and this and that and that? Externally, it might seem like that, but it's not like that. Because Krishna, whatever Krishna wants to to satisfy the desires of Krishna, that is called as devotion. Now, this is very different from Jnani and Tapasvis and Dhyanis. For them, they will leave their house, go to austerities, and that's what I mean to say. People, every all around the world, anybody who's renounced and who's doing austerities, and they are like, they seem to be great saints, isn't it? And that's okay also. But there were many saints in household life, ordinary people. They looked like ordinary people. Probably nobody knew them. They led an ordinary life, but there were many great saints like that. Later, people could understand. Oh, it's a great saint. That is why devotion is very different. That is why these examples are given here of Prajapatis, of Kashyap, of Daksha Prajapati. In Bhagavatam, which is Paramam, in fact, Sukdev Goswami is giving, who is like completely renounced to his core, Sukdev. But he's giving the examples. He's giving examples of kings. Otherwise, he would have just given example of renunciates, Jad Bharat, and all these people, Priyavrat, and who just left their homes. But he didn't do that because he gave the balanced picture. He wanted to tell us, doesn't matter whether you're renunciate, whether you're house doesn't matter at all. What matters is your devotion, your service to him. That's what matters. Our Gaudiya Vaishnav, there were so many Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas who were householders, and so many people were renunciates. So who was better and who was not? Who was less and who was more? It's not like that. But having said that, in this age, especially in Kali Yuga, in modern life, it is always better to actually not end household life because of practical reasons, not because you can't do devotion because Grihastha ashram is less or sannyas ashram is up. It's not like that. Those are practical reasons. In modern life, household life is very complex. You have to spend a lot of time and energy, and on the top of that, there's so many complexities of divorces and this and that and that, and very difficult to earn in this modern society, such a competitive society. Previously, householders, all are Gaudiya Vaishnavacharya, Advaitacharya, in fact, Nityananda Prabhu also, Dharanath Thakur, all of them are householders, and their jobs were like pretty cool. It was not like they're like going 10 hours and night shifts, and it was not a crazy rat race. They used to earn decent, and then they used to spend time in devotion and their family. It was cool. So that time it was okay. So for practical reasons, now you can serve Krishna as a householder, but it will be difficult. That is where announced order is good. But per se, if you see, but philosophical, if you see, whether you're householder or announced, it doesn't matter. That's why Bhakti Thakur says, Griya Thako, Bane Thako, Sada Hari Bolo Thako. Whether you're householder, whether you're announced, it doesn't matter. Always speak Krishna. That was instruction of Mahaprabhu. Why? Because ultimately what matters is how much you are trying to fulfill the desires of Krishna, how much you're trying to do, what service you're trying to do for him. Ultimately that matters. That satisfies him. So that is why it is said, Ahitu kya pratiyata. Devotion is transcendental. Bhaktya mama vicharayani. What said? Bhaktya mama vicharayani. I just forgot that verse. Bhaktya mama vicharayani. Oh, I'm just missing that verse. Anyway. Sagunan samtatyan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That's I'm missing one line. So anyway, so bhakti is beyond modes of material nature. And that is why when you practice bhakti, you go beyond modes of material nature. Because you connect with bhakti, which is beyond modes of material nature. If you connect with sun, if you go near sun, you'll become hot because sun is hot. If you enter ice cold water, you become cold. If you join with bhakti, you practice bhakti, you go beyond modes because bhakti is beyond modes. So we should not be, that is why Kashyap Muni is saying here, Etan mein Bhagwan Prishtha. So he said that I asked Brahma what to do. Bhagwan here is referred to Lord Brahma, by the way. Padmaja, it is said to Padmaja, he asked Bhagwan Brahma, Lord Brahma. Now, Padmaja means who is born of lotus flower. Padmaja also means Vatyam Yavanya Jasmi Tatmataya. So Padmaja also means lotus also represents auspiciousness. So Brahma is the one who has all auspicious qualities. And lotus also represents Krishna. He has lotus eyes, lotus hands, lotus feet. He's always in contact with Krishna. That's the idea. Padmaja. Ja means born. So he is being referred to as Bhagwan here. Why? Because Bhagwan means supremely powerful person. That's also one of the meaning of Brahman. Bhagwan means who is beyond modes of material nature. That is why Narad Muni sometimes he is called as Bhagwan. In that is why Narad Muni is called as Bhagwan, because he's beyond the modes of nature. You read Bhagavatam, Bhagwan Narad. It is said, Bhagwan Vyasa, he is referred to as Bhagwan. Of course, that's because Vyasa Dev is himself Krishna, literal incarnation of Narayan. But even if sometimes he's literally incarnation of Narayan, many times he's the Jiva, empowered Shakti Beshaktar. But that when they're called Bhagavan, because they possess the power of Bhagavan. They possess the power of Lord. That is why they are called as God. Indra is called as God in Vedas, you see. Varun, Chandra, Agni, they are all called as Bhagavan. And that is why these people, they got Shankara, he said, well, see, and they got confused. Shiva is God, Brahma is God, Indra is God, Varun is God, Agni is God, Vishnu is God. So what's happening? People were confused. People couldn't understand what's happening. And then he came up with a hypothesis, a theory. That okay, why they are called all God? Let me explain why. Because they are all God. Ultimately, they are, because they have that nirakar inside them, which they have realized, and that is why they are called as gods. That's how I explain. But Vaishnavacharyas came, they said that's complete nonsense, because there cannot be so many gods. Okay, fine. They have realized they're gods, but then there's so many gods. This is crazy. This defies the definition of God. God is one, supreme absolute. So why in Vedas they are called as God? In Bhagavatam, Brahma is called God, Narad Muni is called God, Shiva is also called God. There is a stuti there. Prachetas, they offered stuti to Shiva, and they calling him as God. They're calling him as God. They're calling him as creator, maintainer, destroyer. You write in Bhagavatam, it seems funny. So why our Vaishnavacharya explain why they're called as God? Because they have the power. That is why they're godly. They're not God. If you go and find details, they're godly. But in general, they are called as God because they have the power of God. They can do actions. They can do activities just like God by His mercy. So that is why they are sometimes called as God. I need that verse. Um, Battery got finished. It's a crazy situation. Let me just see that. Where's that verse? 8:16. 8:16:24. 8:16:24. Yeah. Give me that verse. Okay, yeah. So Bhagavan Prishta Praja Kama Se Badmaja. So what he asked Brahma? He asked Brahma, okay, fine. I want to Praja Kama Se. I want to I desire offsprings. That's what he asked. Why? Because his designation was Prajapati. So this seems a materialistic, like request, a prayer. I want, okay, fine. Oh, so what do you want? I want to produce children. I want children. That's a crazy, like devotees never ask for anything mundane. But this is not mundane because this is connected to service to Krishna. And that's what, what's that? Prabhupada also gives example in Bhagavatam later. Prabhupada quoting Jiva Goswami, Prabhupada says that many times devotees' request to Krishna might seem very mundane, their prayers, but they are not mundane because they are asking for the service of God. Just like they gave example of Chitraketu. Chitraketu, he asked, okay, fine, to Vishnu. He asked Vishnu, let me just become a Gandharva and then always sing your glories. Now, well, somebody would have, questioned him. Well, yeah, just ask Vishnu, just don't ask anything from Vishnu. Leave it up to him. That's absolute surrender. Why you're asking to become Gandharva? Isn't it a material mundane desire? But no, because Chitraketu wanted to sing the glories of Krishna all around the universe as a Gandharva. Now, why? Because he wanted, that's all. that is because we are Vaishnavas, we are not Mayavadis. Vaishnavas means we are all living entities with different types of desires. And he had his desire. But it was for Krishna. That is why it is not mundane. That is why to have desires is not wrong. But what is wrong is to have desires for oneself. If all those desires are for Krishna, there's no problem. That is devotion. But Gyanis and Dhyanis will not agree with us. They will say, to have desires is a problem. But for us, there's no problem. We can have desires, but for Krishna. Okay, fine. Oh yeah. Chitraketu. Then who was there? Who else? The example of Chitraketu is given specifically. And then what else example is given? Three examples are given. I forgot. Anyway, here this example is also there. Kashyap Muni is asking for Praja Kamasi. He's asking for Praja Kamasi for offsprings. Now, fine. I don't need the words. That's okay. Yad aha te pravakshayami. And then Brahma said something. Aha. He said pravakshayami. When Kashyap Muni asked, he said something. Aha. In Sanskrit, aha means to speak. He said, Vratam Keshavatoshanam. Do vrata. Now that's very interesting. Vrata means that you have to do some kind of Prabhupada. Vratam we all know. It's a Hindi word, no? Vratam. Some kind of sankalpa. Be fixed. Do some vratam. Do some tapasya. Keshavatoshanam, so that Krishna is satisfied. If you want to fulfill this desire, do a vrata which satisfies Krishna. Now, Brahma's advice is not foolish advice, because if it was a mundane desire, Brahma would not have told him, okay, do some vrata to actually please Krishna. He would have himself given to him. He's also equally powerful. Okay, fine, here. But he didn't do that. Hiranyakashipu, all those people were doing tapasya. Brahma gave him them boon, to become almost immortals. So what is this boon? Produce offerings. Okay, fine, here, by my blessings you will produce offerings. But he didn't do that purposefully, because he could understand that Kashyap Muni it's not a mundane desire, it is a desire to please Krishna. So that is why he said, okay, do some vratam to please Krishna. That's what you want. And let him give you blessings for these offsprings. Let this act become devotional service. I don't want to really come in between you and Krishna. My job is to direct you towards Krishna. And that's what Prabhupada says in the purport. Guru. That's a guru's job. Brahma is acting like a guru. Please Krishna. And then you can fulfill your desires. I can understand it's a spiritual desire. Simple. Prabhupada says that's the job of a guru, that's the job of parampara. To direct you towards Krishna. Not to direct you towards themselves. That is why you see so many devotees, they take initiation. Many times they're like doing Guru Vad. Nahi? And then they're acting like fanatic people. My guru, that guru, this guru, this guru. That doesn't help anybody. The idea is whoever guru is there, the idea is you have to connect to Krishna, because in many lifetimes you have many gurus. And that might be debatable, but millions of lifetimes, not the same guru. That can't happen like that. If it's your first life that you have a guru, that's another story. but we might have got some guru in previous lives also. But the principle was one, Krishna. That is parampara. We have Prabhupada as a guru, Bhakti Sant as a guru, Bhaktivinoda Thakur as a guru, and all of them different persons and different types of same teaching, but different emphasis on various parts of the teachings. But principle was one, Keshava Toshana. And that the best service to Guru is to satisfy Krishna. That's what Brahma says. You go and satisfy Krishna. But for that you have to do Pratam. Vrata means you have to. How do we understand Vrata? Vrata means a sankalpa. You have to do something for him to please him. That is Vrata. So generally people think Vrata means fasting, but that's not the idea there. Vrata means anything you do take sankalpa to do. So just like, for example, you might say, okay, I do Vrata of reading the entire Bhagavatam in Chaturmas. That's also Vrata because you are you have taken sankalpa. Okay, I'll do that. Or you might say, okay, fine, in Kartik I will chant 64 rounds daily for a month. That is also Vrata. Fasting is also Vrata. So some kind of determined oath. It's an oath. Okay, I'll do this for Krishna. I'll not interrupt this. I'll complete this. That's called as Vrata. So take that. Why? This shows that Krishna is pleased by Vrata. If you decide something to do for Krishna, just do it. Don't break that vow. Just like in ISKCON movement, we have this: no illicit sex, no gambling, no meditating, no intoxication. This is Vrata. 16 rounds. That's Vrata. That's an oath taken in Yajna. Krishna expects us to take oath. Why? Because when you take an oath, it represents it actually shows that the candidate who is taking an oath, he is having a responsibility, sincerity, determination to fulfill that oath, and a sincere desire to please the deity, please God. That's why he's taking an oath. So in marriage also they take oath, isn't it? Okay, fine. So I will. What's the oath? Like, we will protect each other and we will live together. That's an oath. Similarly, this is a contract. In fact, in Christianity, initiation is called as a marriage. In mystic Christianity, it's called marriage. Marriage of the bride and bridegroom. Bride is Krishna, your bridegroom. So it's a marriage. Why? Because in marriage there is a contract. In contract there is an oath. So that is why Brahma says, take a breath. Be in touch with Krishna. Follow his conducts and rules and regulations. Never break it. And that's how he'll be pleased. That's all. That's what you have to do. That's what we have to do. In all the circumstances, whether ups and downs or whatever, don't break your oath. At least minimal oath is 16 rounds, 4 regulative principles in ISKCON. We don't break it. Then you can take other oaths if you want. I'll do this for Krishna. Okay, fine. That's my life's mission. Fine, that's a good oath. Do that. That's an expression of love, Bible. That's an expression of love. That is why Krishna likes Vrata. And that requires sacrifice also. That requires determination, enthusiasm to fulfill that oath. And all the sacrifice, enthusiasm, it all comes from devotion. Otherwise, it can't come. Why anybody will do anything for Krishna, for anybody? Unless they love that person, isn't it? That is a Vrata. Here, Vrata signifies love. That's another meaning of Vrata here. So Brahma is saying, you love Krishna to please him. As simple as that. But that love has to be expressed in actions. And that is why it is called as Vrata here. Otherwise, Brahma would have told, okay, Prema, Krishna, Keshava, Toshanam. Oh yeah, Katham. No, there's an element of action in Prema. And when action and Prema combine, it becomes Vrata. That's the whole etymology of Vrata. So, because love needs to express itself. And if love doesn't express itself, it is not love. That love which doesn't express itself, it is not love. And that love which expresses itself, but doesn't show it publicly, then that remains love. If love expresses itself and shows publicly, the love vanishes. It's not there because there's an element of ego there. So lover will express their love in such a way that it doesn't appear as an exhibition. Otherwise, everything gets lost. Yeah, that is why Vishwanath Thakur has written a book, Prem Samput, and he explains what is love. And he says, if you try to understand love, then love will vanish. And if you don't try to understand love, then you will never understand what's love. So what to do? Either understand or not understand. The question is not to understand. The question is to express it. That's what Vishwanath Thakur is writing. You might understand, you might not understand, doesn't matter. Express it, your actions. And that is called as Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga is different, Jnana Yoga is different, Bhakti Yoga is different. Wrong. Bhakti Yoga, when it expresses itself through action, that is called as Karma Yoga. That is one way to see that whole synthesis. There can be other ways, but at least Prabhupada sees like that. That is why Prabhupada translates Karma Yoga as Bhakti Yoga. Kashyap Muni is doing Karma Yoga. Why? Because he's expressing his love by doing an action. He wants to do an action. That is one understanding of Karma Yoga. Another understanding of Karma Yoga is that when service of Krishna is mixed with material desires, that is Karma Yoga. But that is one of the understanding. But when a higher sense, Karma Yoga means when bhakti expresses itself through actions, that is Karma Yoga. At a higher level of understanding. And what is Jnana Yoga? When bhakti expresses itself in the language of philosophy, that's Jnana Yoga. In logic, philosophy, intricate Siddhant, that is Jnana Yoga, simple. Okay. That's a higher level. Lower level Jnana Yoga is trying to speculate who is God. The lower level of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, we don't want that. We want higher level of Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, which supports bhakti. That's the idea. And that is what Prabhupada's uniqueness is in Bhagavad Gita. That's why it translates Buddhi Yoga as Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga as Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga as Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga as Bhakti Yoga. One reporter came to Prabhupada, he said, what the hell is Yoga Gita? Everything is Bhakti Yoga. Then why everything is you have translated Bhakti Yoga? So what's happening? Prabhupada said, you have understood what I've done. But really he understood or not, we don't know. But that is the point. That is called synthesis of Bhagavad Gita. Harmonization. So that's what we have to understand. If you want to please Krishna, you have to take some vrata and fulfill that in all circumstances, unfailingly. Then Krishna will be pleased. Why we have to take vrata? Because that is an expression of love. That's why. Otherwise, love is just a lip service. I love you, Krishna. I love you. I love you. I love you. Just a lip service. That is why in Diksha we have this 4 eggs and 16 rounds. Why? Because we have to express our love. That is why these rules and these vows are there. Otherwise, just a lip service. You see, ordinary people can also say, I love Krishna. Or maybe suppose if you go to these Sanatan Mandir temples, even in the West, in India, there are so many people, they come and do services every Sunday. They come and it's just like so many. They'll do service and this and that. But are they really devotees? No, because they have not taken any vrata. No particular fixed rounds, no vows. Krishna is not pleased with them. So that's the idea. That is why this verse, these are all the intricacies in this verse. Hare Krishna. If you want to ask anything, you can ask me. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna,
And let's
Prabhu.
keep
Thank
some
you
time
so
for
much.
questions.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you
Hmm.
so much for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If you have any questions or realization, please do share. Hare Krishna. I can see one hand raised from Anchal Sharma Mataji. Would you like to go ahead?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Prabhuji, as you said, we don't need to have any vrata or any austerity. So, Prabhuji, that means by observing regulative principle, already vrata is included in all that, or vrata is not required for devotees.
No, that is
As
vrata, no? 4 regulative principles, 16 rounds.
okay.
You're taking an oath,
Yes.
but if you want to take, if you want to do, if you want to advance, then you can take more. You can do more vrata. You can take oath in yourself. Okay, from today I'll get up in Mangal Aarti daily. That's a oath. Krishna will be pleased. That's the idea. Otherwise,
Okay. So
basic is 16 rounds, 4 days.
more than 16. Okay. These are minimum. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Prabhuji, as you told that vrata is not required, you said devotees don't need to observe vratas. As I am asking about this perception.
No, when I told devotees don't need to perform vrata.
You, I, sorry, maybe I just misheard about this. Okay,
No.
Prabhuji, how can I do? Meaning, what in that vrata that Krishna will please? Like different.
Well, different needs, 16 rounds, 4 eggs. Then you can take some vrata. You take a vrata. Okay, I'll finish Bhagavad Gita in 1 year. I'll finish whole Bhagavatam in 1 year. Take that. That's a useful vrata. And you'll be able to read the books. Because so many congregation devotees, they have not even read Bhagavatam completely. No, they had to read Bhagavatam personally. That's a very different thing. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is out of question. Nobody has read Chaitanya Charitamrita completely. Nobody even knows the names of devotees of Nityanand Prabhu, Advaitacharya. So, so you take a vrata, so it will be useful, isn't it? To do that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your lectures. By your mercy, by your nectar, I get some more efforts to continue my devotion. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. In the chat, Priyansi Garg Mataji has written, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, if at some point one finds themselves unable to fulfill an oath or vow they have taken due to any reason, can that vow become a form of mental or spiritual pressure? I would be grateful for your guidance on how one should approach such a situation.
Can you repeat? I can't understand. It's a
Yes.
complex question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, if at some point one finds themselves unable to fulfill an oath or vow they have taken due to any reason, can that vow become a form of mental or spiritual pressure? I would be grateful for your guidance on how one should approach such a situation.
Well, if somebody is unable to take vow, that's what she's
No, they
asking.
have taken, they are unable to fulfill the oath or vow what they have taken.
Fulfill.
Yes.
Okay, if they are unable to fulfill the vow, no problem. Don't be depressed and don't be dejected. Just think what's the cause of not being able to fulfill the vow. That's all. That should be the normal response. Where is the problem? Try to find a problem, correct it. It might take time, but that is our service. When you're unable to fulfill the vow, Your service is to come to a point of fulfilling it, or trying to find a cause and correct it. Your service is correction now. Initially, your service was to fulfill that vow, and now you are not able to fulfill. So now your service is correction. That's what Krishna wants from you. Otherwise, he can do some magic and make you fulfill the vow, isn't it? Or he can give you extra mercy so that you will be able to fulfill the vow. But he is not doing that, because he wants you to correct yourself and see where is the problem. And that's one of the ways how Krishna helps us. That is why if sometimes you find yourself not fulfilling the vow, you should know that Krishna wants you to evolve, not remain as you are, but go beyond yourself to another level, so that you can change, and then you'll be able to fulfill your vow. So it's a process to elevate you. That's how a devotee sees. So just find a cause, correct it. If you can't find a cause, discuss with some friends or pray, and try to analyze what's happening. Try to find patterns in your life, why you're failing, and try to correct it. That's all. That's how you should approach the whole situation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
That's fine.
Prabhuji, in chat, there are some more questions. Do you have time, Prabhu? Can I read them?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Radha Jyoti Mataji is asking, could you please explain more in practicing devotion? Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please accept my humble obeisances at dust of your lotus feet. What should be the mood in practicing devotion? Mataji is asking, Prabhu.
Practice and mood and devotion where
Could you please explain more while
it's a very big
practicing?
question, isn't it?
Sorry, Prabhu.
It's a very big question. I think you need a separate. I think you need a separate class for this. It's a very big question. Mood in practicing, please Krishna. Whatever you practice, please him. That's all. Keshavatoshnam, please him. That's a mood.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And Prahladananda Prabhu has quoted one Srimad Bhagavatam sloka, 11 canto.
I saw that. Evam Vrata Sukhinam Kirtan. Yeah, I saw that.
Thank you, Prabhu. And
It's a good verse.
Radha Jyoti Mataji has another written one more question. How we differentiate oath and deadlines we give to serve it in time bound? Could you please explain? So if we don't love God, then will still Lord notice our devotional service?
If you try, he'll notice. If you try, he will just give me. If you try, he will notice it. You just have to keep on trying, because Krishna knows we are not perfect, isn't it? If we were perfect, we would have been in Vaikuntha. But what Krishna wants from us is perfection in trying. Keep on trying. No matter how much time we fall, it doesn't matter. Because when babies learn how to walk, they fall. Babies keep on falling, isn't it? But you try. So even if you don't have love, no problem. Who says we have love? The whole process is to attain love. Our target is love. That's not one day job, isn't it? The whole devotional service is to please him, even if you don't have love. And then when he's pleased, he'll give you love. That's the idea there. Okay.
And Jahnavi Mataji has written, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Dhanvat Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, somewhere I heard that without taking Diksha, all our things we do,
But right.
whatever we are doing is useless. Prabhuji, please explain about it. Mataji has written like this.
Diksha, if you take Diksha, uh, if you take Diksha, without Diksha, everything is useless. Yeah, that statement is correct. But you have to understand it properly because many devotees are Dikshit, but they're the same. There's no change. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur didn't take Diksha for 11 years. Prabhupada also didn't take Diksha for so many years. So their devotional service was null and void or what? No. Because Diksha means Divyam Jnana Metodatyat. That you take knowledge from the spiritual master, from a person whom you have faith, and apply it in your life. That is also Dikshit, devotee. So if you have faith in somebody, you're following the orders, trying to please Krishna, you are Dikshit. You are informally Dikshit. But but there's a formal Diksha also. So that is not a so you have to understand like that. So so it's not that anybody who is stamped and his name changes and Dikshit, okay, fine, okay, it's done. No, it can be a mechanical Diksha also. So you have to really understand these whole mechanics. So don't worry about Diksha much now. You have to simply follow the instructions of Prabhupada, apply it in your life, please Krishna, and then you can take Diksha. It's good to take Diksha because it's a process in Vedic scriptures. But don't worry so much about it. That's all. Krishna accepts devotional service. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Radha Jyoti Mataji has written one more question. Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
आपको पता
One
है?
does
क्या करें?
order-oriented services and another does with love for God. How we will understand the difference?
Well, don't try to understand difference. There's no need. अब कट गया आपका? It's breaking or what? Just a minute.
Yes,
So now it's
Prabhu,
okay.
it is
So
breaking.
don't try to understand the difference. Now it's okay. Now
Yes,
it's
Prabhu, it is
okay.
little okay now. Yes, Prabhu, it is fine now. Now we are able
Yeah,
to
it's
hear
fine.
you. The video is not
Mhm.
coming, but we are able to hear.
I know. That's all. So yeah, it doesn't order-oriented love, or it doesn't matter. Just do for Krishna and try to please him. Somebody can do an order mechanically. That's one thing. But if you're doing mechanically, then you will not have taste in chanting. But if you are doing with the aim to please him, you will have taste in chanting. Shravanam and Kirtanam. That's how we know that whether we are doing order-oriented or we are really doing with good attitude. That's how we understand. And also we will develop vairagya, renunciation from material world. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajoda. Janiyati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chatatahitukam. You see, that's why this verse is there. Okay.
Hare
Prabhuji, I
Krishna,
have a
Prabhu.
question. Prabhuji, you mentioned about Vairagya, and there is one more word called Vivek. So wisdom. So what comes first? Vairagya comes first, and then we get the wisdom, or we get
Janiyati
a wisdom and then we
Janiyati
get
Ashu Janiyati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chatatahitukam. First is vairagya and then is wisdom. Without vairagya, how will you understand anything? Our mind is completely entangled in the material world. Nothing will go in the mind.
So first is the vairagya, then we'll get the wisdom, and from the wisdom we will be able to differentiate between what is material and spiritual, and then we'll get the taste. Is this correct?
Yeah, this is correct.
Okay, Prabhuji, eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much for all the answers.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. And other devotees has also thanked you, Prabhu, so much for your beautiful explanations. Janvi Mataji, Atri Prabhu, they all have thanked you, Prabhu, for the beautiful class. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, if no one have any further questions, then we can end the call here. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such an enlightening class today. And we are very grateful for your wonderful association. And we want your association again in the future. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Dear devotees, let's
Krishna.
pay our obeisances to Prabhuji and all the devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyacha kripa
Kalpatarubhyaksha
sindhubhyacha
kripa sindhubhyeva
patitanam
Patitana
पावनेभ्यो
Vaishnavebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
namo
नमो नमः
namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रीला
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय
Jai,
श्रीमद् भागवतम की
Jai,
जय हिस्सेश्वरानंद
Jai,
प्रभु जी की जय
Prabhuji
थैंक
ki
यू
jai.
प्रभु
Krishna,
जय
Dhanwad.